Welcome to Spearfishing Down Under. Me and Jones are going for an afternoon dive. It's a little bit late, isn't it, Jones?
Too late.
Alright, we're going diving and we'll see if we shoot anything. We'll bring you along as always. And Jones back in the water. It's been a while, Jones.
Too long.
Way too long. Alrighty, we're out here. Just chuck Jones in the water. Conditions are a little bit windy, but you get that on the big jobs. And Jonesy has said the water's clear, so I'm about to get in. And it's late. It's almost 2 o'clock in the arvo. That happens, but we'll see how we go. So we get some fish. First dive down, I noticed the water's really clean. Also noticed there was some really nice bait fish on the bottom. There's always a good sign when you're doing an arvo dive and you're hoping to find a Spanish mackerel. I also noticed there was a bunch of turtles. Turtle to my left, turtle sleeping to my right. As I looked off in the distance to my right, there was another one just sitting off the bottom. Crazy to see so many turtles just sitting all together. Next dive, I was creeping along the bottom. There was heaps of bait. I was keeping my head swiveled just to see in case a mackerel came. But I was searching for lobsters. This is a great area for lobsters. Big cracks, big caves, boulders like this. Tucked my head over and noticed there was a big bunch of lobsters sitting in between these two boulders. I could see 5 to 10 lobsters, and I thought I'd shoot my gun into the ground just to mark the spot, let the reel out and keep the gun as a marker buoy so that we could find those fish again. Pretty crazy. I shot beside it. We can go together. I grabbed Jones so that we could dive together. We started heading down together and a big long-tailed tuna swam in behind me. I didn't have a gun and it took off really quickly, so we kept heading to the bottom. I could see those lobsters in the hole and I pointed out to Jones one end and I headed the other. In my end there was a really nice lobster and I reached in between those boulders and grabbed one. Jonesy on the other hand stuck his hand in and stirred them up and they all took off everywhere. As we headed down, a big long-tailed tuna swam past us. That's when I whacked you on the leg. Didn't have a gun. Turned around like big long-tailed. It's like, yeah. We dove again together. All those lobsters have moved and I put my head into another hole and noticed another nice lobster. I reached in, grabbed it quickly, pulled it out. Unfortunately, that lobster was full of eggs and I had to let it go. I swam my lobster back to the boat and Jonesy started focusing on a mackerel. He threw his throw flasher and headed to the bottom following it. Grabbed a hold of it, headed down in amongst the bait. No mackerel to be seen. Big school of black rays come in. Often you see cobia on these, unfortunately there was none. But this suicidal tusky just swam up to him and just checked him out. Oh man, 3 to 4 kilo tusky, not one that we wanted to shoot, just sat and looked at him. I dove next. Let me tell you, that tusky was proper suicidal. He didn't know we only had a couple of hours to dive, and I tell you what, he just kept swimming in front, teasing us and tempting us to shoot him. Lucky for him, he was a little bit too small to what I wanted. Well, legal, but not the fish I wanted to shoot. I did another couple dives just seeing that tusky. But as Jones dived the next time, he dropped his throw flasher again. And a school mackerel came up and just looked at it.
grabbed that throw flasher and followed it down. And as he got to the bottom, that school mackerel gave him another pass. He waited, finally got his shot himself a really cool little school mackerel.
Spot number one, absolutely sucked.
Yeah.
Saw a whole bunch of nothing much. Well, nothing much good anyway. Hopefully spot number two is a little bit better. What are you doing, Jones? You're supposed to bring the fish when you come back to go diving.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Trying, alright.
The captain's let me down, but...
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I usually do let you down.
Next spot after the move, first drop, Jonesy landed on a really nice tusky. Good fish, 7 to 8 kilos. Didn't give him a great angle, but he pulled the trigger and made a nice shot in it. Tried to get into the bottom, but he kept it out. Pulled up a really nice tusky. Landed the first decent fish of the day. We were pretty stoked. So I don't even know where I dove. I looked up when I was breathing up and I'm like, wow, that boat's a long way away. I reckon that anchor's moved. Unfortunately, it was so windy that the anchor kept moving. It's really hard to get an anchor on these spots. Small little bits of rock with heaps of sand around them. So frustrating, had to re-anchor a number of times. After re-anchoring, Jones dove again. Came down on the bottom, this time not a tusky, but a really nice Maori cod. Jonesy made no mistake and shot himself a really cool fish. I was stoked when he brought it up. Lovely Maori cod. I dove next. Finally, I landed on a really nice fish myself. Cruised along the bottom and it was a beautiful big Venus. These Venus tusk fish are gorgeous to see and even better to eat. They are such beautiful fish. I made no mistake, shot myself a beautiful Venus. Brought him up. That sticking out of his mouth is actually stomach blown out by his swim bladder. Bringing these fish out of depths, they often do this. We started so late that we didn't have very much time. It was starting to get a little dark and Jonesy dove again as soon as he could. As he headed to the bottom, Venus Tusky went to the left, Black Spot Tusky went to the right. But Jonesy thought he'd take himself another species and shot himself a nice estuary cod. Gutted, on ice, these fish are so yummy. I had one fish, but I was pretty keen on a couple of others, so I quickly dove again. Got to the bottom and I was just checking out what I could see, and in come a really nice tusky. Oh, these fish are so yummy, and big ones like this are cool fish. Spooked as I was about to shoot him. Fortunately slowed up. I nabbed myself a nice tusky. But it smoked me and got tangled up in the bottom. Oh, stuffed it so bad. Whew. Just grab your gun. You just grab your gun and stuck in the bottom. I Jonesy shot a tusky. Got stuck. Just on the string and smoked me. If there's a bigger tusky or cod, you shoot it. Don't, yeah. I headed back to the boat as the boat was drifting again. Looking at my tusky, such a beautiful fish. In that late evening light, it looked gorgeous. Jonesy dove again. As he's heading to the bottom, he looked up to see a bunch of cod. But he was pretty focused on shooting another one of those tuskies. Nice one to come in to see where my fish was. And he didn't make any mistakes. Shot himself another nice tusky.
There we are. Pull an anchor. We're just putting you on the spot. Your left side. Well, the last couple spots have been good. Big tusky, beautiful. Finish up shooting a nice big tusk like that is awesome. Stoked on that business. Good tusky. Jones got himself one as well.
Yeah.
Nice. Quite as big. Trying to get the anchor to stay on the spot would be a severe painful challenge on these little rocks. Just too much wind blowing. Blowing. Scraped up nice and feed here.
We dropped the marker buoy on the spot, so I would chuck Jones back in and try to anchor again for the 10 millionth time.
What do you wait, Dave? One of the two.
Jonesy dove and head to the bottom, getting really late. He only had a couple dives left in him. Too dark to really dive any longer, and he landed on another nice tusky. Jonesy did what he should do in this situation, took himself a lovely tusky, and the day was pretty much rounded out.
Well, Jones, been a while since you got out. Scratched the feed. We had to work for it, but we scratched one. Right, Jones. Maori cod, couple of tusk farmers, a Venus, and a little lobby. There was about 20 in that hole, and you've been out of the water for a while, so
Yeah.
well, we got to feed this. Freaking blowing a gale, can't get the anchor to hold. Ah, so frustrating. I want to just chuck a line on dark, but that's looking like hard work. Good job, Jones.
You too, mate.
Smoked it. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. This will be a short one, I'm sure, but we got a couple of fish. Nice little arvo effort, only in the water for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And scratched up a feed. Hey, for all those that are looking for some rife gear, head into Adreno or online, grab your rife gear there. Tim Spear, 10% discount there. Also, don't forget you can grab any of the Adreno gear that the Rife don't stock. You can grab that at Adreno as well, and Tim Spear will give you 10% discount for that. Hey, thanks for watching. For all those that share our stuff, we really appreciate it. YouTube's painful, YouTube's hard work, and you guys supporting us is an awesome thing. Really appreciate you all. Hopefully see you out in the water. Actually, maybe not so much. Like being out here by myself, but get out and go diving.
A couple of weeks ago we had our Shrek trip, and at the end of our Shrek trip a whole bunch of people put in some recipes. And tonight we are trying a new recipe, something that we haven't done before, and we're going to do the family taste test. This is Jade, our middle son, my beautiful wife right now, and our daughter Ro, and we're going to taste it all together. Now, this is our normal. Who wants normal? Well, we're going to both do normal. That's normal. Coconut, normal. Let's do our taste test.
Coconut one.
You like coconut one?
Yeah.
Better than normal?
Yeah.
I like the coconut one. Yeah.
Both are nice. I just like the normal flavour, the egg flavour in this.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like the coconut one. I think the original's better.
Yeah. Original, really simple. I like original. So original is flour, egg and milk whisked together and then in the breadcrumbs. The coconut was flour dipped in the coconut milk and then into the breadcrumbs and then all in the deep fry.